Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Schwigget Show. All right, now I know it's been a minute since I put up a video, but been rocking out to some old school PlayStation 1 games. But I also came across this little gem along the way, and obviously Infinite Air. It is a few years old, but this game is a lot of fun. So anybody that hasn't heard of this game or played it themselves, if you like snowboarding or snowboarding games and you are a creative individual and you like to make your own challenges and make your own maps and levels, this game is going to be great for you. So I'm going to do a quick kind of overview of the game. I'll highlight a couple features that I find very appealing, and then at the end, we'll do a little expo on the creative mode. So if you're ready, pull down your hat, tighten your goggles, and let's go. Oh, wrong way. I mean, let's go. So at first glance, this game looks great, just in general across the board. Definitely some room for improvement in some areas, but one of the things that I really find appealing is that there's a lot of detail in the snowboarder and his moves and the way the board bends on certain tricks, but it's simple. There's not a lot of unnecessary razzmatazz. It's just you, a board, some snow, and a mountain. And I really like that it's a snowboarding game. You get what you pay for. So, with that being said, this game, if you haven't heard about it, is basically referred to as the snowboarding version of the game Skate. So it's very technical in regards to the controls. And the whole presentation is basically about technique and style. So let's look at the controls real quick. I'll just do a brief overview, give you an idea. And so we'll jump into the main menu. This is great. You can pull this up at any time during the game and check whatever moves you need to know in case you forget. Most of the controls are either the two joysticks and the R2 and L2 buttons, again, according to whatever platform you're using. And yeah, don't let this discourage you. It's very simple once you actually start kind of learning the basics, which also another great feature of the game. It has a very good tutorial system at the very beginning, except for one part. It's like a 20-step tutorial, and one of them, it's very vague on what they want you to do, but nonetheless, we'll let that one slide. So, yeah, but after you get the basics from the tutorial, expect to put in a good hour or two, just kind of cementing the basics into your mind and your fingers. And after that, it becomes a lot easier, and it's all about just perfecting them. And it's actually very rewarding. The feeling you get when you hit the perfect jump, pull the perfect move with a super clean landing, like, yeah. And that's what this game's about, you know. Just realistic and finding that perfect jump with perfect execution and beautiful style. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump on forward from here and check out a couple other features about this game. So we're talking about technique and pulling the perfect jump. And so you'll see here in a minute I make a huge mistake and just cruising down the mountain and didn't realize there's a huge rock face right in front of me. So what happens when you fall, it gives you a nice little menu at the bottom. You could hit X and it'll stand you up wherever you're at. Right now it would put me right back on the rocks. You can hit restart and it'll put you back where you started your run, wherever you dropped in at. Yeah, you get a chopper. Really cool. You could access it anytime, go wherever you want on the mountain. Or you can actually hit rewind, that one on the left, and it will take you back. It basically records everything you do. Let me show you real quick right now. So on this one, I was cruising on the mountain, made it about 2/3 of the way down, not a single fall until obviously here. So yeah, let's just rewind. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's actually pretty funny watching it sometimes. Um, but yeah, you can rewind all the way back to where you originally dropped in at the top of the mountain if you want. And it's really awesome if you're just trying to land that perfect trick or try a different trick. Just trying to line things up or do whatever, you know? So I think that is a really awesome feature, especially in a game like this. So we've talked about the gameplay, but let's talk about the actual game itself. So basically, there is a career mode. It's very short, very basic. Basically has like 6 stages. Each one, it's levels that were created by the developers with certain goals that you have to accomplish to unlock new characters or new boards or clothing. Also in that regards, they kept it very simple. As far as customizing your player and your board, you get no stat boost. Whatever you start out with the game is what you have at the end of the game. Um, and even the clothes and whatnot, not a lot of options. But again, that's a feature I like as well because I just want to snowboard, you know. I don't want to play dress up or anything like that. Just like, let's jump on a mountain and board. So nonetheless, that's the extent of the career mode. And it's fun, don't get me wrong. It has its challenges as well. But outside of that, that's where this game really shines, and it's the creative mode. So here we are in the helicopter, and this is one of the main opening mountains, Mount Infinite. And you can see all those little emblems off in the distance. Those are player created runs. And it's crazy how much content there is. And it's all free to play, no gimmicks. You get it with the game. And some of them are lame, some of them are really cool, like crazy cool with how much work some players put into it. And you come to the main menu here, you go to Browse Runs. There are literally hundreds of mountains that players have created and thousands of runs that players have created, and of all different types, slalom, big air, parks, and it's insane what's out there. But that's just player content. Now, making your own, you can go into the world editor and it pulls up this menu and you can manipulate any mountain, any run how you want. We're going to make our own mountain right now. So we'll go to new mountain. Now the options are a little bit limited. It would have been nice to be able to customize it a little bit more, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So yeah, just kind of pick whatever you want, set it up how you want, then go down, do create mountain, and it will populate it for you. Now from here, you can take this mountain and do whatever you want to it. I mean, literally just about whatever you want to it, which is really awesome. The developers of this game basically gave you all the tools that they were working with when they made the game. So you can customize just about every feature. It is lacking in some areas as well. There would have been some features that'd be nice to have, but nonetheless, with what they gave us as players, it's freaking awesome. So I'm going to fly around in the helicopter on this new mountain and just kind of show you a scope of how big it is. I'll probably fast forward it and throw on some music here in a little bit. But before I do that, one last thing I will say is the tools that they give you with creating your own runs or parks is very in depth. you can basically rotate any of the items in any direction you want. You can raise and lower them wherever you want. It's not like stuck to the ground like only certain applications. And the snow, you can move it around. Well, you'll see. I'm going to just go ahead, throw in some music, probably fast forward it a bit, and just show you kind of some extremities that you can do and show you kind of the brief overview of the items that you get to play with.